Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders. Salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching and truth and sincerity. Lesson will be entitled Nothing New Under the Sun. Lord will, you are edified. Video was inspired from the TikTok platform. And the page is Dallas Young OG Fair Use. 70 families bought 5,000 acres of land to create a new town called Freedom, Georgia. We didn't want to fix a broken system, so we created our own fair use.
Y'all, 70 families bought 5,000 acres of land to create a new town called Freedom, Georgia. We didn't want to fix a broken system, so we created our own.
5,000 acres. That's taking your future in your own hands. This is how we create generational wealth. You want a family compound? You have more than enough room to do it on 5,000 acres. This is how we leave something behind for generations to come. So I commend this family.
All right, first and foremost, America is going to be destroyed, so nothing is going to be left behind, okay? And let's go to Bucket. Let's go to Hosea 4 and 6, right? My people, Israelites, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and this is based on the lineage of our fathers, okay, which goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. The knowledge is this truth. Because you have rejected knowledge, this truth, I will also reject you, okay? That you shall be no priest to me, seeing you have forgotten the law of your power. I will also forget your children. So let's go to Isaiah chapter 34. Let's start at verse 8. For it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion. Verse 9. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. America will be destroyed. It shall not be quenched night nor day from the fire, okay, of nuclear destruction. The smoke thereof shall go up forever, meaning a long period of time. From generation to generation it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever, meaning no one will live in America ever again. And the new tenants of America will be, verse 11, but the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out on it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. Line of confusion, meaning you will never be able to tell one state from another, okay? Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1 and verse 9. NLT, history merely repeats itself. It has all been done before. Nothing under the sun is truly new. So it only makes sense, okay, that these individuals are one of these so-called black towns of old coming back, all right? So with that being said, let's go to ChatGPT. How many so-called black communities was like Rosewood? There isn't a precise count of how many so-called black majority towns or communities in the U.S. suffered destruction like Rosewood, Florida in 1923 from racial violence, but historians have given useful estimates and examples. What the research does tell us, some scholars estimate estimate there were over 1,200 predominantly so-called black towns in the U.S., established between the 1880s and about 1915 at their peak. Salakia. Of those original towns, fewer than 30 remain incorporated today. There are documented instances of communities being destroyed, erased, or severely depopulated, such as Tulsa Race Massacre 1921, the Okosee Massacre in Okosee, Florida, and Salakia if I mispronounced that, and the Rosewood Massacre itself. And the reason why this happened is because this is not our place of rest, right? So let me get that precept. I think it's in Hebrews chapter 13. And verse 14. For here have we no continuing city, but we seek one to come. So if we're here and we don't have a continuing city, meaning a perpetual or ongoing city, what the fuck is Freedom, Georgia? You cannot equate Freedom, Georgia for a continuing city. Our continuing city is what? Our homeland, Israel. Okay? And how can you build a system within a system? That doesn't make sense. All right? And the same thing that happened to those so-called black communities of old is going to happen again, because we are under the curses. Yes, okay, the curses are slowly transitioning from us to Esau and these other nations, but still, okay, we are not saved yet. So with that being said, let's go to Baruch chapter 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, but you idiots name a town or some land, Freedom, Georgia, where you have scattered us. The Most High scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, which is a token of enslavement, according to all the iniquities, meaning wickedness of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. We committed spiritual fornication. So with that being said, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if you will not listen unto the voice of Yahweh your power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come on you and overtake you. Curses means what? Judgment. Okay, judgment. Okay, going into that term, indignation, which means what? Righteous anger. Curse shall you be in the city, and curse shall you be in the field. The field is the world. How shall I explain that? So curse shall you be in the city, and curse shall you be in the field. So if you're cursed in the city, and if you're cursed in the field or the world, that means you're cursed. You're cursed everywhere. Verse 17, curse shall be your basket, meaning what? Your bank accounts. Okay, your bank accounts and your store, your businesses. Verse 23, and your heaven that is over your head shall be brass, which is symbolic for what? Oppression. And the earth that is under your and the earth that is under you shall be iron, which is symbolic for what? Oppression. So Freedom, Georgia will be oppressed and destroyed. Let's jump down to verse 44. You know what? Let's start verse 43. The stranger that is within you shall get up above you very high. At this time frame, Esau, the Edomites, so-called white people, based on the lineage of their fathers, going back to Esau, okay, fulfills this prophecy at this time frame. He fits the profile at this time frame. So the stranger that is within you shall get up above you very high, and you shall come down very low. Meaning what? Enslavement. Verse 44. He shall lend to you, and you shall not lend to him. He shall be the head, and you shall be the head. And I'm willing to bet, right, that these idiots had to go to a bank to get this land. And once that land is so-called paid off, guess what? You still owe yearly taxes. So is Freedom, Georgia truly yours? Okay? Again, is Freedom, Georgia truly yours? And you still have to abide by the laws of the state of Georgia. So again, is Freedom, Georgia truly free? Let's go to Luke chapter 16. And verse 25. Now this is going into the parable of Lazarus. Okay, Lazarus is symbolic for the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect, starting with the 144,000. The rich man is symbolic for the nation of Edom, beginning with their nobility. Verse 25, but Abraham said, son, remember that you in your lifetime receive your good things. So Abraham is talking to the rich man. Okay, and in the rich man's lifetime is symbolic for what? His kingdom, his dominion, his rulership. Receive you good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things, but now he is comforted, and you are tormented. And this would happen in the kingdom of heaven. See, Esau's heaven is our hell, and our heaven is Esau's hell. And when we will be comforted, okay, is the kingdom of heaven. Freedom, Georgia cannot restore us. And when you go into that term, race happiness, Salakia, generational wealth, it means race happiness. The entire nation is put on, not a certain sector within a nation. No, the entire nation. And only Yahushua can give us this type of feeling, okay? This type of status. Not no plot of land, okay, in one area in a state. That would never happen. So again, but Abraham said, son, remember that you in your lifetime, your kingdom received your good things because it was your kingdom. And likewise, Lazarus evil things, but now he is comforted and you are tormented. Right? Last precept. Let me get Isaiah chapter 63 and verse 1. Who is this that comes from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, modern day America? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in their father's ship, traveling in the greatness of his strength. The ship is extremely gigantic, very enormous. Okay, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. Yahushua is mighty to save, and only Yahushua can give us generational wealth. Okay, and again, this concept, this status will only happen in the kingdom of heaven. Lord will, this was edifying. Shalom.